We're ready for our opening match. Capacity crowd here at Galaxy Lanes. Dan Roche throwing his first ball on television as a senior.
Well, we know the hearts are pounding just a little bit right now, Mike. Let's see how Danny does. The lane condition is conducive to good scores, but you still have to make good shots to keep the ball in play.
Smooth player. Little room. Well, he's playing safe already. Earl, the 1-2-4.
Well, that's he hit the out of bounds. There is an out of bounds in this lane condition, and in talking to the man in charge of lane conditioning, Len Nicholson, before we went on the air, he said that anything outside the second arrow is basically out of bounds. So if you get the ball outside the track area, which is between the second and third arrow on the lanes, it's going to skid on you. It's not going to get back to the pocket, and that's what Dan did.
The 1-2-4.
He'll try to cross it left of the head pin.
So let me get this straight, Earl. An out of bounds then is more oil to the right to where the ball skids when it hits it?
Well, the bowler, when he gets to the foul line, he's trying to release the ball in such a way that, based on the friction that he knows he's going to encounter. If he misses that friction area, the ball hits the oil, it'll skid.
Ernie Schlegel, who goes very straight, straighter than anybody on the telecast tonight.
If Ernie can carry the 10-pin, he's going to be very hard to beat. And he has a lot of advantage in this opening match in experience. And so when you look at Ernie, you're looking at a guy that has a very standard game. Take a look at Ernie's approach as he goes to the foul line. And right there, you can see him stop the balance. The shoulder is back a little bit, but look how high the ball is. This is Ernie's game, and Ernie at this point has a problem getting back sometimes in sync. This particular shot was one of his better ones.
Ernie's always been a deliberate player. One that never lacked for confidence, right?
Now, Ernie doesn't show a lack of confidence. Ernie generally, because he's such a good match play bowler, he learned to bowl for money as a kid in the New York area. He doesn't show a lack of confidence, but many times he feels it.
Very smooth release. There's that 10-pin you were talking about.
There's the 10, and Ernie, that's Ernie's nemesis. Ernie, when he is trying hard, he knows he's got an opportunity to do something special, which winning the senior championship obviously would be. He tends to get a little quick, and when he gets quick with his feet, he loses the ball a little bit at the bottom of the swing, and that's what he did there. It just comes off his hand. He doesn't get the good lift. When Ernie is bowling well, he gets the ball well out in front of him. He actually throws the ball over the head area 5 or 6 feet.
Cross lane at the 10.
Hang on.
Never a doubt. Ernie generally doesn't beat himself.
Ernie fills frames. Now that's up to Dan Roche. He got a break there. Ernie leaving the flat 10. Dan Roche has a chance to stay in the match here. He's got to get it going early, because if he lets Ernie get in front, that helps Ernie's confidence.
Too much room again. Gets a good break and leaves only the 8-pin. He's playing a lot different part of the lane than Ernie Schlegel is.
Well, what he's doing is he's getting the ball outside the track area, and actually Danny is getting his elbow out a little bit, and that's why he's not getting any back end of the ball. His elbow is flying a little bit. Your elbow has to go through the center of the ball to get good leverage on the shot, and Danny isn't doing that. Right now he's trying to fit the ball or steer it a little bit. Not a good release. All right, we're going to take a look at Danny's approach here and give you an idea of one of the really stylists in the game. Watch the good arm swing going back. Gets it right up just above shoulder high. Right there. We'll stop. Take a look at that. Look at the position. Everything is right where it should be. Right here. But what he does as we continue on with this, you see the footwork right here, the height of the bowling ball. As now we continue on with this. Right there, Danny's elbow goes out to the side. You see how his right hand went in front of his face a little bit? That was the mistake he made.
Better execution, better result. So we got a nice tight match here. One player playing closer to the third arrow and the other going right up the track. Ernie's been bowling very well on the national tour. He's made 3 consecutive top 24 appearances on the national tour, so he can still play with the kids.
He can still bowl. Ernie's a shot maker, and the lane condition generally is a little tougher on the regular tour than it is on the senior tour. Ernie likes that idea. He likes the scores to be a little lower.
Now you got that one over the foul line like you were talking about.
And a good result. That's Ernie's shot right there, and he liked that when he let go. You can see he was already running it out as soon as it left his hand. Well, take a look at that. Watch how the ball gets. He gets rid of this on the upswing instead of the bottom. That's Ernie's game right there. And really, for everyone that plays the game, that's where you want to get the ball off your hands. Slightly on the upswing.
Nice balance on that shot, too.
Good point, Mike.
That's as good a posting shot as I've seen him. As we see, the difference is 1 pin. Ernie has it.
This is a big shot early in the match, but still a big shot for Ernie. If he can double here, put a little pressure on Dan Roche. The experience factor is in Ernie's favor.
Took a little extra time there.
That a lot of times is Ernie's nemesis. Too much time. Great shot there.
Well, you got the key right there if he gets that ball over the foul line.
Here's a look at it.
Ernie Schlegel coming in really in half pocket, carrying that 10 to give himself an 11-pin lead. We'll see if he can increase it when we come back. That's virtually even if he can hit this right lane. Seem to make the adjustment in his delivery on the left lane. See if he can duplicate it now.
Well, as long as he doesn't try to fit the ball, it could go high on him if he does that. Just let it go, Danny.
He let it go.
He let it go.
Boy, nice half pocket hit. That 10 snapped right out of there.
Danny got this one off his hand a little quick, but he did stay through the shot. Here's a look at Danny's arm swing. Now, this is when Danny's at his best, when that swing comes back behind him a little bit, and he doesn't fly the elbow. That one he got, again, over the top slightly, but he got away with it.
Swing looked pretty straight there, though.
But Danny didn't like the shot. I can tell by his body reaction. He didn't like it. He felt lucky to carry that one. Look at this.
Yep. Out the window again, the 1-2-4.
Danny's timing's off. You know, he's trying to fit everything. He's trying to be extra careful, and he doesn't need to be. His game is one of the best out here on the senior tour, I feel, Mike. And if he would just let it happen, you know, you practice this game so much to get to this level of competition. If you let the muscle memory take over and just let it happen, generally you come out pretty good. It's when you try to do something special, a little extra, that you get in trouble.
So he's thinking too much right now.
He's thinking too much. It's a good analogy right there, Mike. He's thinking too much.
Trouble.
All right, now I'll tell you what, that made Danny feel great. But let me tell you a little bit about Ernie Schlegel. If Ernie doesn't strike here, which right now he's feeling that Danny Roche was very lucky, and he was. There's no question Danny made a mistake, got away with it. Did you look at the head pin, go to the wall, come back between the two pins, and trip them out. But Ernie right now, that's in Ernie's mind, and he's thinking he should have had an open.
Did you used to watch your opponents? Did you look away?
I always watch my opponent, yeah. I might learn something. I might learn how the lane is reacting in a different way that I didn't know.
Never seems to fail. When your opponent gets a good break, then you get a bad one, right?
Well, Ernie didn't make a good shot there, and he knew that. When he let go of the ball, he got off his hand early again. The ball was laying down almost on the foul line, and he was very fast with his feet, much quicker. You see him kind of fall off to the right there. That means he was a little quick with the feet, and he forced the ball up to the pocket. He tried to line it to the pocket.